If you want to talk, you know where to find me.
It's unfair.
Again, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Having a problem getting this going. All right, so we have Anchor Bora is here. Says Anchor here. Hello, Anchor. 19 mail from India. Thank you for that. Stephen is here. Says hi, Miran. Stephen mail 42 Los Angeles. Thank you for that. And let's see who else. Well, that's the two of you, and each have two questions probably, and that makes it four, no? So we have three people here. That's quite a bit of a record. And Anchor says, Sir, my exams are in like 10 days, and I'm not able to study because of this HOCD. Why? Because you're worried about it. You know, it's like saying, I plant a tree, an orange tree, and I can't do my thing until the oranges are ready. Well, you can rely on the fact that the oranges will be ready, but it'll take some time. In the meantime, you got to still clean up the orchard or do what you need to do for trees, water them, take care of them, clean your house, go to your school. This is another challenge. But because because of your knowledge and education, you know what this is and that it will eventually go away. So you should not forgo the responsibilities and duties and the urgencies of things such as exam, which you cannot do over, which you cannot redo it later on. The chance will be gone. And then the HOCD is gone eventually anyhow because of the things that you're learning and what you need to do to rewire your brain. And this is proven, it works, and the glitch is gone. And then what you're going to do is say, oh shit, I should have relied on the fact and experience and the truth that this is HOCD, glitch in the signaling system of the brain, and it will go away eventually. But I should have done my duties so at least I wouldn't cause some harm to myself because of not being ready for the exam. And instead I focused on, oh, it has to give me the orange tree now. The oranges must be on the tree now before I can do other things. The HOCD must go away before I can do my duties and live my normal life. You're going to lose. Why? Because today it could be HOCD. Tomorrow could be some kind of debt you have to pay the bank. The next day it could be some girlfriend leaving you. The next day, there will always be something. You can't wait until all these things are resolved before you will actually continue building your life. And taking the exam is part of building your life. You cannot allow HOCD or whatever shit else could be harm and come between your success and you. You got to still continue to do what needs to be done, regardless of what other challenges is going on. You think other people don't have challenges? Many of them have HOCD and other challenges, and many of them have different challenges. Health challenges that they can't get rid of. It's not like HOCD, which is a glitch that by education and reprogramming you can get rid of it. It could be bad things that they can't really cure it, or they can't even help it. They can't even reprogram it. They can't, or things like you lose your job because you didn't finish your project. You can't go to the next stage of the schooling because you missed your exam. Think about it. Does this impatience or this excuse will actually allow you to still meet the requirements of your other responsibilities and duties, such as the exams and projects and jobs and this and that and so forth? No. Everything has its own urgencies. Just like you can't say, well, because I have an exam, I can't eat until I finish my exam. Because I have an exam, I can't go to the bathroom until I finish my... You still got to do the stuff that you got to do in order to be able to continue on your way to your success and what you want to build in this life. So HOCD, you can't say, oh, I have to get everything else, HOCD and everything, okay, before I can take my exam. No. You will prepare for your exam because that's what you got to do. And HOCD is like You want to do something, but you got to go to the bathroom. Okay, you go to the bathroom and take care of it, and then go on do your thing. HOCD is something you got to deal with, and you will deal with it over time. You can't get rid of it like you go to the bathroom and done with it, and the next thing. It's over time. You got to reprogram your brain through research and solutions that four steps of Dr. Schwartz, for example, or teachings of other scholars and experts in OCD that you can watch their program, you can watch their videos, such as Dr. Jan Weiner, Dr. Philipson, and many other experts that they teach you how you can fix this glitch of the brain. So don't come up with excuses, and don't allow HOCD or any kind of a simple challenges like that in life to ruin your chances to accomplish what you have to be accomplishing in order to be on your way to bigger and better things. Now, give me a moment. I got to clean this lens. I think it's a little bit foggy. The quality is because probably it's that lens is a little dirty, so I can remedy that very quickly. All right, that's better. All right. Now, Steven says, went to the gym tonight and didn't go out, feeling like I need to change up my life. I'm upset with how disrespectful that girl was to me and how I allowed her bad behavior. Also, one other thing on my mind, I have this negative thought that because this last girl lived and spent, lived and spent. Let me find out what that means. What does spent means? Because this last girl lived and spent. I don't find the meaning of that word. One more time. Spent. I don't have such a word, my friend. Putting me on, or is it a misspell of some kind? All right, help me out here. Maybe you want to rewrite that because I can't make out what it means. Now, in regards to that, you're upset with how disrespectful that girl was to me. Well, look, how long has it been since you actually are stuck with this disrespectful thing? I understand because I also abhor and hate people who are disrespectful, especially to someone who, in their own mind, and rightfully so, are respectful, such as yourself, myself, many others. But you think your worth and value is into the respect that other people or behavior that other people have towards you. No. The respect or behavior or the way they treat or interact with other people, it's representation of their worth and value, not yours. You're looking at it wrongly. So, if they have behaved the way they have, which we know she has, that means she's just a trash. Why would a trash being put beside something valuable devaluate the valuable thing? It wouldn't. The trash still is trash. The valuable thing would be still valuable. the trash may look a little bit better to the others who are also trash, and they say, well, that trash is a higher class because it's put beside something valuable. But it doesn't take away the value of, let's say, trash is being put beside a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Bugatti. It doesn't take the value of the Bugatti away. The trash still remains trash. Now, the Bugatti says, well, because the trash was beside me, I don't feel like Bugatti anymore. What the fuck is that? And that's what you've been saying for the past 6 months. I'm so upset because of this chick, disrespect me so much. Well, it just means it's a disrespectful chick. It doesn't take anything away from you, but you think her behavior is a representation of your values. That's nonsense. I mean, you got to fix your brain. Otherwise, I come over there with ugly stick and break it on your head because it's total nonsense. I do understand that it does bother you, but once you have recognized where it comes from, where the source of this disrespect is, then you realize that it really is not important. It's not like someone so amazing and valuable and high class and with impeccable behavior and record and has disrespected you. No, some trash has disrespected you. What's the value of that? Nothing to you. It's just reflection on her. You got to get that going, let that go. Because you cannot, I mean, I know what you're saying. You're expecting the trash to come and say, oh, I'm sorry, I was a trash to you. It'll never happen because the trash doesn't think that she's a trash. The one who has misbehaved and disrespected doesn't think that they have low class. Because if they knew, if they had better class, they wouldn't behave the way they did. So you can't wait until they fix themselves or the disrespect goes away. There was no disrespect to you. There was a disrespect to her because her behavior and action is a reflection on her, not on you. You gotta get that there. As annoying as it is, because you're looking at someone who you know is not really valuable and is really in all echelons of life, is lower than you, has been able to get away with that. But you allowed it. You should have cut this thing sooner. But late is better than never. You've cut it out, and now you're free in your life, and you don't have to put up with that shit. That's what you should focus on. The rest is past. Past is dead, and dead can't do anything to you. So what do you want? As far as you're upset because, well, this past, and that whatever it was is dead. It cannot harm you, ever. Let it go. Okay, I guess Stephen has gone back to work or something because he hasn't fixed that last paragraph because I can't understand what it actually means. On that note, I'll have a piece of chocolate until I receive other questions. Are you guys still there? Or am I waiting for nobody? There are 4 people watching. 2 people had put a question in. Let's move it, guys. Otherwise, I'll finish the chocolate. Because I've got nothing else to do. You guys want me to give you a break? Maybe watch something until you pick it up? Okay. We can do that.
Damn, I thought she is the one. Everything was all good. She suddenly turned as if I was no longer who I was anymore. Why did she do that? Why do I feel so devastated? How can I feel better? How can I understand what is going on in my head? How can I go on? I will never fall in love again. Ah, things finally make sense. I now understand why she did what she did, and why I feel so shitty about it all, and why I miss her so much. I now know how to not miss her, and how to move on and build a better me, more confident and more aware of the role of my thoughts, consciousness, desires, fears, and ego in my relationship, and how I feel after a breakup. I got to talk to him or watch his videos on YouTube.
It may all seem like a mystery to you right now, but you can always go to my YouTube channel where you will find over 300 videos on this subject and more. You can find out exactly why you feel the way you do and why your thoughts are the way they're reacting and the role of your psyche in all this. Plus, how to feel good again, become strong and get your confidence back and ready to move on. And more importantly, how to move on. And you will certainly be fine once you know how your mind works, dear. If you still needed to talk to me one-on-one, that's always possible through my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. There you can book a Skype consultation time for us and we can chat about what's concerning you. This is what I do with all people who need it from all around the world. All right, here we're back. Stephen says, okay, he's redone the thingy. He says, also one other thing on my mind, I have this negative thought that it's going to be so hard to find someone and be on that level that I was with the last girl. What level? The shit level? You're really eager to find someone else to be at the same fucking level that it didn't work and she did what she did and all the shit that goes with it, her behavior, attitude, and mannerism and everything else that she pretended she's good at, but she was not. So you definitely don't want the same level. What level? Yeah, I know what you mean. Living together. That will happen in a jiffy. When you find the right person, that will happen very quickly. If you can't really have patience for a few weeks till you actually court each other and get to know each other, well, then, Jesus, what do you want to do? There is no McDonald's type of a relationship that you just go say, hey, you do this, that. So you agree with it? Okay, let's go and be living together and so on. No, it takes time. So if you can't have that patience, that's on you. You got to change that. You can't always expect something, and when it's not happening right away, then stick with it and be sad about it, that why this thing is not happening right away. Why don't I have a girlfriend that will be on the level of the last girlfriend that is the highest happiness and the cooperation and compatibility as it was last? It's just nonsense. Things happen in life, and sometimes you got to restart. It's your chance to restart, because that thing was full of shit. It wouldn't go anywhere, and it didn't go anywhere. And no matter what you tried, because the ingredients of what was supposed to be happening wasn't good enough, it never worked. So let that go and go and try somebody else. Once you actually go out with another girl, or maybe a few other girls, and you see the differences and you admire some of the things in their life and their thinking, then you become open-minded that, hey, the last one, as good as it might have been at times, it wasn't the whole climax of a relationship. It wasn't the whole quality of a relationship. It was just something to that level with that person. Now, there are other people in this world who can offer same brightness and lightness and compatibility and love and compassion and passion, but you got to give it a chance. It's not just limited to one person that I could have that connection. It's all bullshit. You can have connection with so many people if you really spend enough time and energy and dedication and attention towards each other, just like the one that you did last time or the time before and the time before and before. There is no fucking thing. Why is it that the one before this one or your ex was all that and you can't get over it to go and find something better, but before the ex, you had other girlfriends that every time you got over them when you broke up and you went and found something better. But in this time, no. The universe has stopped making anything better and more compatible to your consciousness. That was it. How fucked up is that way of thinking? Learn from your past. This life is a river. As you keep on going, there are new things come up. Even though in the past, as the river was moving, there were some interesting things that it passed by. But because it passed by of some interesting thing, that doesn't mean there will be no other interesting things. As you can see, if you continue the journey on this river of life, you will see there are other many interesting things, much more interesting than the ones that you've already had the experience with, will come by. But if you want to sit here on your ass and expect new things coming without you going with the river of life, then you're fucked up. You will never find that. Just sit down and bitch and say, I want it to be like that. Well, look, you tried and that girl was available and she fucked up. Next. Do you want to condense the whole universe in one relationship? One girl, one connection. Oh my God, what is she made out of? The starlights? Infallible? Get off your ass. Go find somebody else. Stop moaning and bitching like that. I'm going to get my, ugly stick and come and... All right. Let's see who else is there. And Stephen says, sorry, Marin, I had to put my phone down for a second. Yeah, all right. Now, we have Liam is here. Liam says, I thought I turned. That's the problem. Thought. This is the problem. Thought. Thoughts are the roots of all problems. So stop believing your brain. I thought I turned. Turn to what? Just because you have HOCD or OCD and the thoughts keep showing up, instead of having the understanding of there is a separation between you as a persona, as an awareness, as an entity alive and in control and an intelligence, with the brain. There is a separation between you and the brain. Brain makes thoughts. Thoughts do not represent you. You do. Your awareness. You're higher in class of level and understanding and wisdom and everything else in pay grade than the brain, let alone the thoughts that brain makes. Brain is an apparatus. Brain is an organ. We human beings have lived for millions of years. We didn't have this brain until 40,000 years ago. So what the fuck were we doing before that? We didn't exist. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't live, survive. Instinctively prefer what is over this, what we are, what we are not. We lived for millions of years. Everything was instinctive, hardwired. No Wi-Fi. Everything was clear. Why? Because there was no thought, thinking ability. So there was no interference. Everything was hardwired. Everything was instinctive, just as it was for any other animal. Run, hunt, sleep, eat, have sex. Your gender is clean, is clear. Never question anything about it. Never question about what you need to eat. Never question about that you got to drink. Never question about if I want to sleep. You never question about if I want to run. You never question about if I want to hunt. Nothing. Why? Because there was no thinking ability, speaking ability. Words didn't have meanings. things didn't create other thoughts beside that, and then tangents and so on. It was all clear. 40,000 years ago, we started having a brain that was sophisticated, could think and could speak. That's where the fucking problems start. Intrusive thoughts, intrusive images, OCD, all that shit. So understand, brain was added to you. You weren't added to the brain. You had an operating system instinctively. 40,000 years ago, a million years before, a new kind of a advanced, so to speak, apparatus, brain, was added to you. So you were there first. You existed without this brain for millions of years. Therefore, there is a separation between you as a human being, as a person, as what you are, what your gender and inclination, everything else is about you, and the brain. Brain makes thoughts. And these thoughts are from a brain that just added to you 40,000 years ago. It cannot cause you to believe the bullshit that it comes up with. Its job is to make thoughts. 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. Most of them irrelevant to you. And the ones that you choose and you pick, if it's useful to you, you use them. It's not, it's not. When it gets into a glitch, which we talked about it, malfunction in signaling system, amygdala overactive, and the striatum caudate nucleus not working, and therefore it cannot shut down the intrusive thoughts and all that, it comes up with all these intrusive thoughts and behavior. And one is called OCD, physical OCD, harm OCD, religiosity OCD, responsibility OCD, sexuality OCD, sexual orientation OCD, HOCD, all these things. And this is not limited to heterosexuals. Homosexuals have also HOCD. The brain makes them think they're heterosexual. And heterosexuals have OCD subsets, HOCD, that the brain makes them think that they are not heterosexual, there's something else. All of these are malfunction of the signaling system of the brain, and you got to learn them, use the scholars and psychologists, psychotherapists, and experts in OCD, such as Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Rayner. Watch the programs, watch learning and educating yourself, and then you'll be able to rewire your brain through neuroplasticity and get on with your life. Until then, don't fold. All right. All right. We have Rishav Raj says, hi, Mehran. What to do when some ad or video appear and I every time fight HOCD, I also defeat it, but last night I am not. Okay, see, it's not about defeating, it's just understanding that this is a crazy part of your brain that is becoming malfunctioning and causes these thoughts. So you got to understand that from there, you try to help it to rewire itself. Don't try to fight it or don't try to diss it and get upset or something. It's just a malfunction. It's like if you have a diarrhea, do you get angry off your ass? Oh, fucking ass. No, it's the diarrhea. You understand. You go get Imodium or some other shit, you fix it. You find a way to help your ass to close itself. Now it happens with other things. Your elbow hurts because you some kind of tennis elbow, or I don't know, you're jerking off too much or something, whatever. Then you learn how to heal it. Eucalyptus oil, warm it up, you put it with the patch in here and massage it or something whatever that is customary for you to do. When the brain also has problems, you also help it. Don't get upset and what? It's no different than your ass. It's another organ. It's another, functioning, malfunctioning part of you. What happens if the kidney is not working? You go to the herbalist or you go to a doctor, find things that you need to do to get it working better and stuff like that. Liver, the same. Brain also fucks up. What do you think brain is? Like infallible? It never gets sick? Well, yeah, it does. More than anything else. In fact, you've got more people with psychological problems in the world than common cold. So rely on education, guys, about this thing. Don't freak out. Help it. It's not the end of the world for you. You help it. And Nicholas Lopez says, sir, I've been dealing with HOCD for 7 years. 7 fucking years. I keep getting the thoughts and the feelings, but I don't feel anxiety anymore. Can OCD, you don't have to be anxious just because it has to be anxious before you know it's HOCD. No. As I mentioned to you guys, you got to watch this little video that I released a long time ago. And let me see if I can find it and put the link here, because that's where the key is. And you guys don't seem to, and my goodness, it just came up exactly as I wanted. Just one. This is the video that it's got the secret of how do you know if it's HOCD? That's the end of it. But the problem is once you guys know that it's HOCD, you still fucking believe the brain and you still get bamboozled. Oh, but this time it did this, but that time it did that. It's HOCD. And you got to learn how to deal with it. That's the link for the video that I want. I think it's 5 minutes. It's very simple. But that's where the whole thing is, how to know if it's HOCD. The rest of it is nonsense. You're worried about nothing. Steven says, I worked alongside a girl the other night. She was beautiful, Mehran. Oh, was she? Excellent. I think I just need to meet and get to know someone. Yeah, that's the ticket. And you just keep talking about it, but as long as you haven't met someone, you think the other one it was the available and already have gone certain kind of stages with it. So I want that back. No, I don't care how long you've been accompanying with the shit. It's still a shit, not just because I'm used to it now. I don't care how long you've been accustomed to someone that you actually don't really fit each other, but you're a human being. You get used to that person. You get to like that person. Maybe you find things in common that you actually will love that girl. But still loving someone or missing someone out of loneliness or whatever need you might have, or however you miss them, for whatever reason you miss them, or you loving them, or you broke up and you missed them, that is not an evidence that the selection was correct. We are human beings. We fall in love for no reason at all. But falling in love or being with someone in relationship and then break up and miss them, it is not an evidence that when you guys got together, you actually selected each other correctly. Think about it. You're relying on the fact that you miss a girl, so she must be the right girl for me because I miss her. You rely on the fact that I had great sex with her, she must be the right one for me. You rely on the fact that I love her, she must be the right one for me. No, these are emotions, not proper process of selection. Selection is based on compatibility on physical level, spiritual level, consciousness level, compatibility level, cycle of life as far as policy of life and lifestyle level. All of these should be considered before you can make a selection that when it comes to love and missing or getting used to each other would be considered a good selection. But just being with someone and then loving them or having great sex with them or having certain commonality or certain things that you have in common with, that's not enough to evidence to say that, oh, that's the right girl for me. We're full of emotions. We like many things. You may actually have a dog that you really don't like the dog as far as it's not a good breed, it doesn't behave well, but you spend enough time with it, you get used to that bad dog. That is not the best, let's say it's not the best dog. Just don't call it bad dog, but it's not the best dog. But you get used to it. Once you get used to it, then you say, oh, it must be the right one for me because no, we like many things about many people, but that's not enough to say that they're actually the right choice for you. So, grow up. All right. My friends, it's been 40 minutes and 20 seconds, 41 minutes and 20 seconds. I think I've answered all the questions. We don't have any more people than 4 people. So I punish myself by discontinuing the live stream tonight because we don't have enough people. And I'm really kind of disappointed that after all these quality videos and quality discussions, somehow when we go live, nobody hears about it because I doubt the fact that people, my subscribers, will see it and they won't join. I bet you YouTube somehow, I don't know, doesn't distribute it. Their system is not working well to distribute it when the live comes in on my part. At least that's what I think. Okay, let's see. James is here. Says, James, I need to know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from before I read your question. I'd appreciate that. James says 33, male, Florida. Ah, what a nice place. James says, how do I stop beating myself up constantly? Just put your hands in your pocket. You can't beat yourself up. Okay, now, joke aside, it says for the past mistakes, regrets, and decisions. Unless in the past you were living and aware of the future of that present, which was your past, you cannot blame yourself. Unless you were able to see the future of the present that you were, which is your past now, you cannot worry about such thing. Because how the hell do you expect to have made the decision that in the future tense of where you were when you made that decision, you would still approve of that decision? It doesn't happen often unless you have had all the information available, not just at the time you were going to make the decision, but also the information that would have become available to you after you have made the decision. That's impossible. Because we all make decisions based on the information available to us at a certain time when we want to make the decision. But once we made the decision and committed to the action or effort or the action based on that decision, we may find new evidence or new information to come available. But that was after the moment that we made the decision, which was based on the available decision, not any more than the available decision. Later on, when new information shows up, surfaces up, that's not the time that you can say, oh, see, I should have made a different decision. How did you know at the time you made that decision, you didn't have this information that you have now? So you can't expect yourself to have known what other information would be available or how your consciousness would feel or how your need or things and priorities would change in the future to make that decision that you made in the past to be according to what the information and the needs would be in the future of yours. That's preposterous. So, I remember and never forget my professor in university long time ago, Professor Ferris, in behavior and organization course. He said, at the time one makes a decision, one believes that that decision is correct. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have made it. We're talking about the sane people. So at the time that you made a decision, you believed, with the information available to you, with the research you have done, with the considerations you've made, that that decision is correct. So when that was the conclusion of that moment before you make the decision, you cannot now have expected in the future you would have made a different decision on the day you made the decision, which was the past of your future, without having known any new information having surfaced to cause you and warrant you to change that decision, to have made a different decision. That's preposterous. So what you're saying here is just stupid as it could be. Not in a negative way, in a positive way, stupid. You're beating yourself up for something that is humanly impossible for anybody to figure that out. So you think your intelligent wisdom and awareness right now is the same as what it was 2 weeks ago? No, there are things on the way you've picked up that has made you see things differently. Your values, your consciousness, content of the consciousness, your logic, experiences, information is all now advanced, changed, upgraded. But you didn't have it then. It's like saying, why the calculation for going to the moon for the rocket function 30 years ago was not as quickly as it is today, because today you have a computer that is much faster, much brighter, the program is much upgraded. You didn't have that then. But you're going to say, well, I made a mistake then? No, you didn't make a mistake, because that was all you could have done with the equipment available to you at that time. Now you cannot expect the decisions and the results that you get from the equipment available today would be equal to what you did 30 years ago, or the 30 years ago would be equal to capability of today's equipment. The same thing with our decision making. You made a decision today, tomorrow, the next day, you cannot expect you have made the decision you would have made tomorrow, today. Just not reasonable. All right. I hope you understood that. Therefore, you have no guilt if you have done your due diligence, the best you could do. You made the decision based on information available, and that was it. No regrets, no guilt, no nothing. All right. Having said all that, it's time for me to say, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Please promote the channel any way you can. Share the videos you like on your social media and talk about it on any kind of a chat line that you have. Do that, goddammit. It costs you nothing with all the questions that you got. So at least do that for this channel and make us to be able to have more exposure and reach more people and help more people. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I look forward to our next live stream. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.